Good afternoon, all students. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about the slope stability. Okay. In this presentation, we have included introduction, and finite slopes, factor of safety, types of slope failure, and there is a stability of infinite slopes. Okay. Introduction. Now, what do you mean by slope, or what do you mean by stability of slope? So basically, what is a slope? Slope is a earth made of earth materials. That is either it can be a combination of silts, clays, sand clays. Okay, and that is unsupported inclined surface. Okay. Now, these slopes are used for railway embankments, railway formations, highway embankments, earthen dams, and canal banks. Okay. So in this figure we can see this slopes are provided for highway, railway tracks, canals, and earth dams. Okay. Now factor of safety. Basically for stability of slope, factor of safety is classified in three ways. Factor of safety with respect to shear strength, factor of safety with respect to cohesion, and factor of safety with respect to friction. Okay. So for shear strength, factor of safety is ratio of shear strength to shear stress along the surface of failure. Now you can see this, it is ratio of S by tau m. Now what is tau m? Tau m is mobilized shear stress. Okay, and S is shear strength. Now that ratio of S by tau m is known as Fs, that is factor of safety with respect to shear stress. Okay. Second one, factor of safety with respect to cohesion. Now it is a first of all, what do you mean by cohesion? It is an intercept. Okay, when we are plotting a graph, we can see that value by C. Okay, and what is it? Factor of safety with respect to cohesion means it should be available cohesion to mobilized cohesion. Okay, so it is a ratio of C by Cm, where C is equal to available cohesion and Cm is equal to mobilized cohesion, and that ratio is known as factor of safety. Third one, factor of safety with respect to friction. Now this friction is basically uh, attraction force between two particles. Okay, now this is a ratio of available frictional strength to mobilized frictional strength. Now available frictional strength is defined by sigma into tan phi, and mobilized friction strength is defined by sigma into tan phi m. Now next one, the types of slope failure. There are 5 types of slope failure. One is rotational, translational, compound, wedge, and the last one is miscellaneous. Now what do you mean by rotational failure? See this in this figure, the slip circle, that is slip surface, is a slip surface by which soil mass is going to be failed. Okay, now this type of failure occurs when by rotation along the slip surface by downward and outward movement. Now you can see this in figure, soil is trying to go outside of this section. Okay, so outside and downward movement of the soil will try to fail that way, and that type of failure is known as rotational failure. Okay, basically this type of failure is either circular or non-circular. If it is circular, then that type of soil is for homogeneous soil, and for non-homogeneous soil, that type of failure, slip surface, is non-circular. Now second one is translational failure. Now this type of failure mostly occurs in the infinite slopes. Okay, and this is a long failure surface parallel to the slope. You can see this slope is provided in down and in left direction, and in that direction the failure is in parallel to the slope. Okay, the shape of this surface is influenced by hard stratum at the shallow depth. If there is a hard stratum available, then shape will be influenced by that hard stratum. Next one, compound failure. Basically it is a combination of rotational failure and translational failure. It is curved at the two ends. Okay, and it is flat in middle portion. You can see this in this type of failure, at the upward side and at the downward side there is a two curves are provided. So it is a combination of rotational failure. You can see this on right side, it is a combination of rotational failure, and after that it is going to be flat and there is some slope in left direction, so that is translational failure. Okay, So that is a combination of rotational failure and translational failure. uh, Mostly the portion is flat or plane in the middle portions. Now fourth one is wedge failure. Now this type of failure is a combination of block, okay, the block and the wedges of soil mass become separated. Okay, so there is a soil mass which is in bulk and it is going to be separated individually, and that type of failure is known as wedge failure. It is mostly in a triangular shape. Okay, it makes a triangular wedge shape. Fifth one is miscellaneous failure. This type of failure are complex types, okay, and these are the in spread forms. Okay, so that type of failures are known as miscellaneous failure. Now, stability of infinite slope of a cohesion-less soil. Cohesion-less soil, for defining this, we need to see this figure. Now, this is a section ABCD, that is a soil mass section. The width of the section is B, and that is inclined with a horizontal at I angle. Okay, the height is H. Okay, that is the difference of level between B and C. Okay, now to resolve this portion, we need to define two components. One is normal component and one is uh, parallel component. Now the values of normal component will be b cos I, and you can see this in figure. There is two types of forces. Always a weight of its self weight is always acting in downward direction, and there is, you can see this, there is a two portion T and N, that is normal stress and the tangential stress. Normal stress is acting in the upward direction, and tangential stress is acting in right direction. Okay, so the soil mass will try at the portion AD and at portion BC, the soil mass is going to be compressed. Okay, now first of all, stability. To define this stability, first of all, we need to find the volume of prism. That is, volume of prism means, you can see this portion ABCD. Okay, the volume of prism we are going to find per unit length. So it would be H into B into cos I. Okay, so component is B into cos I and the height is H. So we will get H into B into cos I, and it is for unit length. So length is 1 meter. So by volume we can find the weight. So weight of prism is W, that is gamma into H into B into cos I. Okay, we know that volume into unit weight will give gamma into volume will give the weight. Okay, now the two components, that is normal component and tangential component. Normal component would be W into cos I, and tangential component would be W into sin I. So putting these values of W is gamma into H into B into cos I. It will multiply with cos I, so equation would become as gamma into H into B into cos square I. Same to same, you can see the tangential component would be W into sin I. We have value of W, that is gamma into H into B into cos I into sin I. Okay, based on this we can find two stresses. One is normal stress and second one is shear stress. Now normal stress would be N by B. Okay, so we have value of normal component, that is gamma into H into B into cos I into cos I upon B. So the value will become as a gamma into H into cos square I. Same to same, we can find shear stress as T by B. Okay, now what is T? We have already seen in last slide, gamma into H into B into cos I into sin I upon B. So the value would become as a gamma into H cos I into sin I. Okay, now what will happen? The shear stress is try to fail along the face CD. As you have seen in figure, the shear stress will try to fail by face CD, and we know that this is a cohesionless soil, so C would be 0 and soil is already dry. So shear strength S is sigma into tan phi. So sigma, that is gamma into h into cos square I into tan phi. Okay, this is our S value. Now factor of safety with respect to shear stress is defined by S upon tau m. Okay, now we have value of S, that is gamma into h into cos square I into tan phi upon gamma into h cos I into sin I. Now you can see this gamma into h will be cancelled, cos I will be also cancelled. So there is a one value that is tan phi and there is one value that is cos I upon sin I. So cos I upon sin I is cot I. You can replace it with putting it in a denominator. So the value would be tan phi upon tan I. This is the final equation of stability of infinite slope for cohesionless soil. Okay, if you students have any query regarding this derivation, you can ask me by writing your message in comment sections. If you have any queries, you can contact me. Okay, thank you.